I'm going to hold your hand when I tell you this. English is not a real language.
Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
Growing up, I loved English as a subject, especially when we were taught monophthongs and diphthongs. I could literally write those exams in my sleep. Things started to get interesting when I got into senior secondary school. English language was broken into bits: prose, poetry, and essay. Our focus for this video will be English essay because that is where my beef resides. I naturally disliked reading books, but for this subject, I was willing to go against my nature to pass. I read anything readable just so I could write properly. But when the scores were out, I would see 8 over 20. 8 over 20? I was literally shuttling between 5 and 8 over 20 for most of my senior year. I kept meeting my teacher for corrections and applying them, but the results would always be the same. At this point, it's either my teacher had beef with me or English is a scam. The funny part is me scoring higher in senior WAEC than I ever scored in my senior year. Maybe I'm actually fighting the wrong battle here. Anyways, the whole traumatic experience of my low grades in English made me lose faith in my writing. I would literally delay writing assignments to the very last minute in uni because my brain just associated writing with negative memories. It wasn't until recently that I started posting on social media and friends would comment on my storytelling. Over the years, I've written all sorts of things like love letters, appreciation notes, and random funny stories about myself that I share with friends. I'm finally finding my footing once again. In conclusion, I still think English is not a real language. We just make things up as we go. Anyways, you have a subject from school that still haunts you to date? Let me know in the comments. And these scrolls are now available in the shop to be customized for your loved ones. You can find the link in my bio. Make sure you like and follow for more. Bye!